Katie Olivia Hopkins is an English media personality, columnist, far-right political commentator, and former businesswoman. Born February 13, 1975, age 49 years, Barnstaple, United Kingdom. Spouse, Mark Cross M. 2010, Damien McKinney M. 2004-2005. Children, India McKinney, Poppy McKinney. Nominations, Emmy Award for Villain of the Year. Party, UK Independence Party. Katie Hopkins' net worth $500,000. Early life and education. Katie Olivia Hopkins was born on February 13, 1975, in Barnstaple, England. Her father was an electrical engineer for the local electricity board, and her mother was a bank teller. She has an older sister. She was brought up in Bideford, attended a private convent school from age 3 to 16, played sports and learned to play the piano and violin. As a child she believed she was going to be the colonel of the forces. I loved the military. I loved the discipline, the rigor, the big shouty men. She instead studied economics at the University of Exeter, receiving sponsorship from the British Army's Intelligence Corps. She spent weekends with the Officers Training Corps. She completed her military training at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, but had an epileptic seizure during the final passing out ceremony, and as a result was unable to take up her commission. Hopkins said she kept her epilepsy secret while attending Sandhurst, as this would have prevented her from being commissioned. Instead, she joined a business consultancy and moved to Manhattan, New York City, before returning to the UK in 2005. In September 2006 she joined the Met Office as a global brand consultant. Career. The Apprentice. In late 2006 Hopkins was allowed to take unpaid leave from her Met Office job as part of her probationary period of employment to take part in Series 3 of the reality TV show The Apprentice. In the format used at that time, contestants in The Apprentice competed for a £100,000 a year job working for the businessman Alan Sugar. Hopkins rejected Sugar's offer of a place in the final episode of the program, citing problems regarding childcare provision for her daughters, and withdrew from the competition at the end of the penultimate task. The episode gained 6.2 million viewers, while the following You're Fired episode, in which Hopkins was interviewed, was watched by 3.1 million. Throughout her time on The Apprentice, Hopkins made several critical comments on camera. The comments were directed at her fellow contestants, viewers of television shopping channels, maternity leave, fake tans, and overweight people. For Weddings and a Funeral and Notting Hill writer Richard Curtis expressed his distaste for Hopkins, jokingly vowing to kill her when he accepted his fellowship award at the 2007 BAFTA Awards. When video clips of her comments about other candidates were shown on The Apprentice, You're Fired, following up on the main program, Hopkins said that they were quite funny. Michelle Mone, the founder of lingerie company Ultimo and a guest on the panel, criticized Hopkins, calling her exceptionally selfish, said she was not to be trusted, and accused her of giving businesswomen a bad name. Sugar was criticized over his questioning of Hopkins about her childcare arrangements and accused of violating the Sex Discrimination Act 1975. The incident received substantial media comment. Sugar argued his case in an interview with GMTV host Fiona Phillips, stating that he was aware of the rules. Personal life. Hopkins' first husband was Damien McKinney, a former Royal Marine and founder and chief executive of the company McKinney Rogers. They married in September 2004 in Exeter. He was married to another woman when they first met. She has admitted to having stolen him. McKinney left Hopkins for another woman soon after the birth of the couple's second daughter. While working at the Met Office, she met Mark Cross, a married design manager. In 2010, her marriage to Cross was filmed as part of the reality game show For Weddings, which is shown on the satellite and cable channel Sky Living. Hopkins formerly had epilepsy. She was being hospitalized around once every 10 days in early 2014, she told Decca Aitkenhead. The seizures could occur up to 10 times at night, according to Sathnam Sanghera, who interviewed her for The Times in mid-2015. They began in her late teens whenever she fell asleep and did not respond to prescribed drugs, she said in 2017. In a piece for The Sun, published the following August, she announced she was undergoing surgery to help prevent seizures. In mid-November 2015, her condition led her to fall to the ground in the street, injuring her face, and an ambulance was called. In February 2016, she underwent surgery in which a portion of her brain was removed to relieve the severity of the condition. Hopkins tweeted a month later that the operation was a success. "I am no longer an epileptic," she tweeted. According to Hopkins, the surgery has, however, led to complications. Hopkins sold her Exeter home in March 2018 for £930,000. She applied for an individual voluntary arrangement in May 2018 to avoid bankruptcy after the libel case brought by Jack Monroe.